such a special team performance, this. It was all about the tactical structure. It was all about discipline, resilience, fight. And then how lethal can we be when chances do present themselves? And we were, thankfully. Aubameyang delivered two lovely finishes when we really needed them. So, yeah, no, this tonight was a triumph, I think, for Mikel Arteta to get the better of Pep Guardiola, the guy that taught him so much at Manchester City. Will feel so good. But the players, they did it for the coach tonight. They went out and executed his instructions perfectly. It was a joy to watch. Loved it.
Yeah, and we're seeing pictures at Wembley still. Mikel Arteta's congratulating or taking congratulations from all of his staff. And just a few moments ago, there was pictures of David Luiz. It looked like he was coaching Ainsley Maitland-Niles. Obviously, you know, he's the senior statesman in that defence, David Luiz. He's been around the block and he's given the youngster a little bit of advice.
Well, yeah, just couldn't put the ball away, I guess. But no, David Luiz tonight was immense, no doubt about it. David Luiz had, what did he have? He had a 1 or 2 out of 10 against Manchester City at the Etihad Stadium a few weeks ago. Tonight, it was a 10 out of 10. He was, I think that's the best performance I've seen from him in an Arsenal shirt and maybe in several seasons. He has got these inspirational displays in him, the Brazilian, and tonight he just put his head on everything and he blocked everything and he was brave. He anticipated. It was stellar from him, but not just him, from everybody really.
Yeah.
So good.
We're seeing the Wembley arch lit up in red, and that is exactly what I wanted to see this evening. Arsenal heading back to Wembley for a cup final. It's not going to be easy, though, Manchester United or Chelsea in the final, but we can sing She Wore a Yellow Ribbon, even though it's not the merry month of May. It has to be said because of what's happened. It'll be the merry month of August, will it be? I think.
Yeah, it doesn't even rhyme, does it? Yeah, nightmare.
It's not as good. Right, what we've been doing since the restart is we have been discussing 3 things that we've learned from each of our performances. And tonight, let's start with thing number 1 that we've learned from today's game. And it is this: Granit Xhaka produces a career-defining performance in an Arsenal shirt. A great game for Granit this evening, and you know, it didn't go unnoticed online. Granit Xhaka has been phenomenal tonight. He's so crucial to the way we play and so underrated by many Arsenal fans. That's from Now Arsenal, AFC Amden or AFC Camden. One of the two. I always get this one wrong because it could be many. Xhaka's positioning has been elite, absolute monster. Yeah, he had a great game tonight, Adrian.
Yeah, truly great performance from Granit Xhaka. His positioning was perfect. It really was. He got himself into the right areas every single time, anticipated things. He defended like a centre-half when we needed him to, but he also went and pressed and won the ball high up the pitch, and his passing was exemplary. I think he only gave the ball away once in the whole match. And when you're playing against Manchester City, that is near on impossible to achieve. So Granit Xhaka was a monster tonight. He was brilliant, and it's a triumph for him as well as Mikel Arteta, because he's come back from a position where he felt that he was being effectively handed out of the club by a section of critical supporters. He was given a second chance, and he has grabbed it with both hands. And he's a better player now than at any other stage of his Arsenal career. He's a leader, and he doesn't wear the armband anymore, but it doesn't matter because he's got the right attitude. And tonight he led by example.
It's just a real shame, you know, based on, you know, what happened, the unsavoury scenes we saw at the Emirates when Granit Xhaka was being subbed off on that. It's just a shame since the restart and, you know, his rediscovery, I guess, of this form and how well he's playing. It's a shame that the fans aren't there to show him some appreciation, because let me tell you, on social media, it is full of praise for Granit Xhaka this evening.
Yeah, he can unblock all those people that he blocked back in late 2019, can't he? Granit Xhaka. Look, it's safe to go on social media for him now, for sure. Look, he deserves the love, and I'm sure that he will get to hear about what's happening online. But look, I said at the time, there is a way back for Granit Xhaka. He's got to get out there onto the pitch and play to his potential and play for the badge. Play for that badge like he did tonight, and the fans will love you. And and they do again. It's brilliant.
Yeah, didn't Tony Adams have that famous quote, you play for the name on the front of the shirt and they'll remember the name on the back? So we'll have to see what happens there. Right, point number 2 that we've taken from today's game then is this. Our most challenging season in recent memory could still end with silverware. It's a big could, but at the end of the day, lots of people showing some love for Mikel Arteta online for what he's getting out of these players. B-Rad saying Arteta has taken the Liverpool performance and added better transitions. It's such a good thing to see progress every game now, essentially. And I think we've got one more to see before I hand it over to you, AD, from AFC Thoughts. We're playing some lovely football. The philosophy is clear. In Arteta, we trust. Yeah, I think you mentioned it in commentary, didn't you? Dan asked you, did you prefer the Liverpool performance or the Man City performance this evening? And the Man City one was better, but we did basically, we mentioned this after the Liverpool game. We used it as a blueprint for tonight's game.
It was perfect practice. It was a 45-minute workout, wasn't it, in the second half against Liverpool that readied the team for what to expect against Manchester City, and they were even better tonight. It was perfect in the way that the team defended as a unit, absolutely glorious. And Mikel Arteta deserves so much credit. He has made progress game on game. You're not going to always get the right result, but as long as you can see that things are heading in the right direction, and I think most people can. I did an interview recently on American radio with Rodney Marsh, obviously a legend of English football, and he said to me, basically, he was saying that Arteta's not all that. He's bland. He's not got much in his locker. He labelled Arsenal a mid-table team. I think maybe it was tongue-in-cheek. I don't know. But I stuck up for Arteta and I said, come on, guys. I don't think you're watching closely enough. Arteta is making such a difference to individual players. He's improving them. And he's brought in a lot of discipline to the team and the way that they operate. And tactically, we are more complicated now for opponents. They can't quite get a grasp on what we're trying to achieve, and trying to second guess an Arteta side is not an easy thing to do. It gives us an advantage. So yeah, I think this is a young coach that to be proud of, really, and I'm excited for the future.
Yeah, and he's definitely hands-on, as you say. You can hear him because, we've got the stadium atmos without any of the fake crowd noise or whatever. You can hear him coaching certain players through pretty much the whole 90 minutes. Danny Ceballos is on the receiving end of Arteta instructions every 5 seconds.
Oh, it would do my head in. Yeah, he should wear headphones or something, Danny Ceballos. But yeah, or earplugs. But he obviously can handle it, and that's fine because But look, he has got the passion there. He's a very enthusiastic coach. You can tell he's a coach. He's a coach, but also a good with people. He's a very likable person, Arteta, and it feels to me from the outside looking in that the lads really like and respect him.
Yeah, very much so. And it's what a lot of Arsenal fans wanted to see, after having Arsene Wenger at the club for many years, who wasn't necessarily, the most vocal on the touchline or handing out the most instructions. Now we've got a man who is relentless. He's non-stop. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what Arteta can produce out of these players with his hands-on approach. Right. The third and final thing that we've taken from today's game is this. With our backs against the wall, our defence stands tall. It rhymes. I don't know if it was meant to rhyme, but great defensive performance today. Mustafi and Luiz look so much more comfortable defending this way. There's no more, we're Arsenal, we should be dominating games. We don't defend our own box attitude about them now. They're looking measured, intelligent, confident in their actions. Really good signs from the tactical times there. And Amaka says, Arsenal playing and defending like an elite club. Great defensive performance tonight, Adrian. For the defensive purists, that was lovely stuff.
It was epic, really, capital E, wasn't it? In terms of everything that we did defensively was how it should be. I grew up as a young boy, in the junior teams at Arsenal, watching George Graham's Arsenal, and I ended up coming through and playing once under George. But it was about grittiness. It was about good organisation, fight, character. Those are the traits that set Arsenal apart from many others at that point. And it was the platform for which Arsene Wenger kicked on and transformed us in terms of the style of football. So look, it pleases me, and I think a lot of people of my generation, to see Arsenal go back to those values, those traditional values. And look, we've still got great players going forward, and we can still play swashbuckling football when it's on to do so. Look at the goals we scored. No one can tell us that wasn't good football, but you don't have to sacrifice great defending or a focus on defence for great football. You can have both. And Arsenal tonight displayed those qualities. And look, I'm sure every gooner out there is just bursting with pride at that performance. It was so good to watch.
Yeah, speaking of every gooner out there right now, we should launch an appeal on this show for them to all chip in so we make sure we keep Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang at the club. He is just so important for us, isn't he?
He is, yeah. Look, I'm sure he loves it here. I mean, I get that impression, but you only have one career, don't you? And it's a big decision for him to make. But we love him, and yeah, he can etch his name in the club's history, can't he? If he sticks around, and hopefully a night like tonight will just make him feel that okay, we might miss out on Europe, or we might not be in the league position we want at the moment. But under this manager, I think actually it's worth sticking around for. And I think that we can challenge for silverware. And look, he could win silverware in August, couldn't he? With the cup final, Chelsea against Manchester United. Look, on paper, neither side are as good as Manchester City. So look, in my mind, we've got at least a 50-50 chance of winning the cup for the 14th time. How good would that be? And we're no longer joint record finalists, by the way. We're into our 21st final. No one has been in as many as the Arsenal. So yeah, it's another little tick for us.
What a great performance this evening. And I agree with you, AD. I think we've knocked out the favourites this evening. So therefore, by the rules of how me and my brother used to play games when we were younger, that makes us the favourites. Makes us the favourites for the FA Cup and the Premier League champions because we beat Liverpool the other night. So
Absolutely. It doesn't really matter who we play. I would actually quite fancy us against either. Both are dangerous, clearly. Chelsea, we've had a cup final against them not so long ago. So personally, I'd probably choose United, and I think they've got a tough attack to handle, but I certainly think we can score goals against Manchester United.
Yeah, we'll watch this space. We'll, of course, be with you on the Breakdown Live for Cup Final Day. Adrian, thank you very much, as always, for keeping me company this evening. And thank you for watching the Breakdown Live here on Arsenal.com. We will be back for our next game. We're here for every single Arsenal game. Our next game, we travel to Villa Park to take on Aston Villa. 2 more games left in the Premier League season. We need maximum points, really. Catch us, as I say, on Arsenal.com at around 5 to 8. We'll see you then. Take care.